But hey, the fun that we're going to have tonight costs nothing but your time. So,
Got plenty of that.
we got plenty of that. So, let's go ahead and get started to see what GORB is going to do as he is exploring Ravissar. As we pick up, it is the 13th day of Nuwidi, 799 AR. It is in the autumn months, simply 9 days away from the autumnal equinox, when the pioneers are set to attack the fortress and capital world of Alpha and bring the axial world governments to an end. There have been clashes with rats in the sewers, but for the moment, the tidal wave of vermin has been repressed. As GORB, you, at this point, have begun to awoken and go about your day. Is there anything that you are attempting to do before you go walking around the city?
I think I'd go visit Saison.
Gotcha. Then, as you go and make your way to visit Saison, you enter into kind of this refined part of the Stormhawk kind of lab, if you will. As you make your way there, you would go ahead and kind of see this creature kind of within kind of like the tank, like the enclosure that you had set up for it. What you doing?
Just gonna. So it's Saison is the other creature that Sterling created that we killed.
Yes.
Gonna ask, try to kind of get off my mind how it felt to have been betrayed, and now I know the pain he inflicted on Saison and how much it must have hurt that I did the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'll just sit rather quietly there for a moment.
Gotcha. As you kind of sit beside the remains of this kind of dead, fallen creature, in kind of like this place where you've kind of like laid a brother to rest, kind of begin to flash back to the days when you were in the lab, as you remember standing side by side with Sterling Stoker as he would go through his experiments. In this moment, as you were transported back, you kind of find yourself kind of beside him. He looks to you. Okay, now pass me that spanner over there.
I remember walking over and grabbing it, handing it to him.
He kind of looks at that, and you would see he kind of writes something down on a clipboard. The response time could be worked on. Different spanner.
I will hustle over and grab him a nicer, different spanner.
Gotcha. And as you go, he kind of goes and he takes it and he kind of gives a nod. Very good. Very good. You are coming along after your metamorphosis. Now, have you developed any excess abilities? Can you teleport?
And I would remember clenching my whole body as hard as I could and opening my eyes and having not moved, and I would say, No, I have not gotten that ability.
you would see not disappointment, not anger, but just pity, as Sterling would kind of suck his teeth for a moment, write something down on the clipboard, and then kind of make a shooing motion with his hand. Okay, go and clean Lab C then. I have no further use for you here. Alert me if anything else expands within your genome.
Well, sir, there has been an inkling. I can feel all the metal around us. I can almost reach out with my mind and touch it.
Only metal? Gorb, you must understand. There are beings that can reach out and feel everything. Metal, wood, plastic. Simple metal. That is not enough for what we are attempting to reach.
Let me show you. And I would, in that moment, remember reaching out and grabbing the two spanners and twisting them around one another into a coiled necklace and lay it down on the table.
And he kind of goes over and he looks at that. And then he kind of looks up at you. The tools. One of them that I specifically requested. Undo this mess. And go ahead and make a mental check with 2d6, as you were still kind of weaker back then, to see if you can undo kind of the metal spanners.
Can I apply the exceptional mind to that?
You could.
I can't undo it.
And as this happens, you realize that you can undo it. That you've kind of twisted this metal, and what has been made cannot be unmade. What is done, not able to be undone. As you kind of go ahead and look over to Sterling, who just kind of shakes his head. I have more spanners. It was an impressive trick. But the lab needs cleaning. That'll be all for you today.
Right, sir. I'll go over to Lab C.
And as you kind of think about that now, what you did was very impressive, GORB. And the lab was cleaned, and you did your tasks, and you did develop a new ability. And that was the last conversation you had with Sterling. As the next day when you went to find him, he was gone. And he did not return. And you kind of go ahead and you look over to the body of your fallen brother. You could walk out of that building. You weren't trapped in an empty, desolate vacuum without the ability to make something new. You weren't trapped in a place with no resources, no people to help you. Well, you could have just as easily been where the Saison was, surrounded by foes on all sides, forced to starve. And as you kind of sit, what is GORB thinking about right now?
Gorb's appreciative of all the friends that he has, and he really thinks about the guys and the ladies he goes out with most often. He's thankful for Eris and the courier and Yasuke and Karlex for, always covering his faults and bolstering his strengths. And he tells the Saizon of their triumphs and their adventures.
As you go ahead and say these things, I think at this point you would go ahead and you would hear kind of a knocking at the door, as what it seemingly is kind of like a mer person or like a triton is beginning to walk in to the door. Forgive me. I did not mean to interrupt.
I think Gorb would stand up at this point and kind of like put his hand on the glass for a moment and then turn to the mer person and say, "All is well. How are you today?"
I'm doing well. I believe that you would be Gorb.
That I am. Who have I got the pleasure of meeting?
Your Commodore. I'm Akarau, Lord of the Tides.
Oh my. It's a great honor.
The honor's mine. Forgive me, I was coming to refresh the wards that I had put over this body.
Oh, the body of the Saizon.
Indeed.
You're the one who's been taking such good care of him. Thank you.
It is the least I could do after I heard tale of its story. And you would see that he would begin to walk over, and all of these runes begin to appear down his arm as he would start to kind of like draw them out over the glass, as they would appear bright and golden for moments before kind of fading into nothingness as he would continue to kind of draw and create. It is, I believe, our duty to take care of the fallen, the dead. One as old as I. Well, you see many that are forgotten. This one has led us upon a trail to our enemies, to great old foes. I believe that I owe him a debt. Perhaps I owe you a debt too.
Oh, what could you possibly owe me? We've just barely met.
From what I have heard, you have taken upon yourself the task of flying to some of the most dreaded skies in the galaxy.
I do a bit of flying here and there, but track record shows a bit of crashing too, so you give some, you lose some.
Well, ironically, I am not the best at flying, at least in the skies. I understand crashing. As you can see, I am more of a aquatic beast.
Under all this steel, I am as well. If I leave the suit, it's lights out for me. The air hurts, and I think that's why I'm so drawn to flying. To tame the things that are most dangerous to me.
I understand. There is a nobility in that, then. But also, you say you are within this steel. I would look at you and see that you are not within the steel, but you have made it a part of yourself.
I've certainly tried to. It's odd not having your freedom of movement, truly. I'm convinced that the recirculation pumps on my amino brine don't actually function, because I think it's getting a little stale. I just can't make any more right now.
Then, perhaps we could attempt this fix together.
Sure.
I am not a master of artificing by any means, but I could give you a writ of authority. You could go and find Anessa Dashkova, the Admiral of the Iron Hounds. Her work is second to none. I would recommend you to our own Admiral, but Zippy is, one, incredibly busy with the invasion, and two, has a propensity for explosions.
That is something I have noticed. He's damn good at them.
Indeed, he is. Is it your dream to be free of that suit?
You know, I really don't know anymore. It's been so long. Last time I stuck my hand out of the suit, that was all. Could only have died to the same magic that was tested me, and just sticking my arm out of the top hatch, it burned. The outside world is cruel. I can control my parameters in here. But I think one day, if I could, I would like to leave the suit.
There is danger in the outside world. That I will not contest. But despite what we have seen, what the Void Queen attempts to show, there is still beauty in this world. And despite cruelty, I believe those that carry the flame will always be warmed by the good. For the good seeks those that carry the flame.
You know, I think you're right. It's a matter of perspective, I suppose.
Perspective. And work. We are but rocks, pebbles, upon a great beach. This world sends its waves, and eventually all of us, even myself, will wither away into the sand, and we will return to the ocean. But our presence, it is still felt. And our perspective is one thing. Our deeds are another. I have heard much of your deeds. I think that is a good thing. Tell me though, for this is our first time speaking. This Saison, are they the only one? Are there others?
I believe so.
Hmm.
He's the only one of his kind. He's not the only one of my family. I don't know how many there were. I thought I was alone. I was employed by a man named Sterling Stoker, and I don't remember much or anything really before he's in my life, but I have since learned he's got a propensity for genetic modulation. See, my species, we are typically fiery beasts, but clearly I am not. Saison, I believe, I couldn't tell you what he started out as, but he had the ability to use sound waves for all kinds of capabilities. It was truly remarkable. He could stop projectiles with a screech and shatter armor with the same screech. It was incredible to witness. Now, I didn't know he was my brother, which is why he's in the tank ahead of us presently. But we've since learned that Sterling Stoker is a bad man, and he must be stopped.
Indeed. I'm sorry. Are you familiar with the Brigade and the dealings that they had with similar mutators in the Vitality Wars almost 100 years ago?
I'm not, no.
I see. And you can see Akarau kind of takes a step back and kind of raises a hand as he begins to, at this point, project almost the image of a woman in front of you. This is Marie Carhal. She worked for a great darkness in the Vitality War, when gods and titans clashed. During this war, she twisted many into horrific creatures, beings. She created the crows, which swarmed, killed, maimed, took others, transformed them into corrupted, seething dead of hatred. It was hard in those days for the heroes of legend to fight against her corruption. However, the corruption was fought. Nevertheless, one of her creations, or at least one that she tampered with, an entity, a ghost that was trapped within a book, at the end of the day, helped to unwind all of her machinations. And yet Marie Carhal escaped, continued mutating, continued her havoc. And it seems that she has produced a new disciple. One that has taken you, and it seems like many others, and has begun a great cycle once again. I'm old, GORB. I have seen the turning of centuries. And in this time, I have seen this cycle turn and turn. But just as every stone must be allowed to take its own shape on a beach, so must every being be allowed to take its own course in life. I believe that there is a certain perversion in taking something so pure and attempting to add your wants, your desires, into a blank canvas with so much potential. Just like how I walk past seashells in the sand so that their beauty might be preserved for the next, so that they might offer home or shelter to the denizens of the ocean. So I feel about you and your kin. And here we see its detritus. Broken rocks, sanded down into arrowheads, when at one point they could have but glittered in the sun and shone brightly. And he looks back at the Saison. While there are many threats, GORB, the Stormhawks do stand with you.
Thank you, Ikaral.
And you can see kind of the visage of Sterling Stoker disappear as Ikaral dismisses it. And if you ever are without a ship, I would lend my back to you. I am not the most graceful flyer, but I have picked up a trick or two in the years. Be well.
And you.
And you watch as he goes ahead and he opens the door. And as he kind of slips out, you can see he leaps in to kind of the open sky as you're kind of right outside of a walkway where Stormhawk ships race past. And you can see that he sheds the visage of a Triton as a massive ancient dragon flies off into the skies above Ravissar. And here you remain, with the dead, memories, and promises.
I think GORB would look back to the Saison and just kind of like and continue out the door.
Gotcha. Then, is there anywhere else that you're trying to go or anything else you're trying to do?
No, I don't think so.
Gotcha. Are you still trying to explore Ravissar?
I am.
Okay. Then, before kind of exiting the font, what action would you like to resolve?
I'd like to resolve my scan.
Your scan. Okay. Then, as you go ahead and begin to do some work regarding the scan that you have done, kind of looking in to the requirements for forbidden science. Requirements require a energy to be spent. Recommended blocks are 12. Recommended stamina is 100. And I will update you on that after the session.
Okay.
But after that, exiting out onto the streets, what is it that you're trying to get up to?
Let's see. The orange section below me, it says I can only read the word even. Is that by design?
Potentially, you can go and you can try and look to see what that place actually is.
Yeah, I think I will head that way. So would I just move the token? Yep. Oh, the event plaza.
Yep. As you kind of move inside of this area, go ahead, look around. You can see that there are a series of pavilions, tables, places for people to come and congregate. As you look around, you can see Canaston, the Commodore of the Immortals, around, kind of holding court almost, talking to passers-by, and in general, just kind of meandering about in this event plaza.
I think I'd just give him a mild nod.
And you can see kind of the ancient archfey would also give a nod we kind of go back to kind of helping and aiding the people.
And I think... oh, that door shut. The door icons are very small. I think I'm going to head north.
Okay. Then, as you begin to head north, you would see that you are entering now the food district. As you start to kind of look about, there are shops and stalls serving all types of grub, from Brayoan deep sea squid on the prime ring to kind of vast spice bowls of rice and chicken from the dark ring, to even some favorites of the primordial ring, which are like these massive what are like essentially centipedes that are like glazed and fermented and then kind of like spread across bread, kind of like the innards and guts, and it's considered like a delicacy of the place. And like all these different like scents and smells are just kind of wafting around you at this point.
That's pretty cool. I'm just going to keep poking around.
Gotcha. Then, as you begin to make your way further up, you are stopped at the door of the Synth Stars Club as you kind of make your way forward, and there's this elephant person, a Loxodon woman who is kind of like a bouncer at the door as people are beginning to kind of make their way in and out, and she kind of looks at you as you enter. What's your name?
It's GORB. I'm with the Stormhawks.
Okay. Stormhawks. My name is Lundy.
It's nice to meet you, lass.
I haven't seen you around here before.
Bit of a shot-in. Don't get out much. Figured I'd see what Ravissar has got going on outside of my office.
Do you have any weapons on you?
Hold on. I'm just gonna say no. No, I don't.
And go ahead and make a spirit check for me.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. CS greater than 4.
You can see as the Loxodon woman kind of puts her hands on her hips and kind of raises an eyebrow at you. Pioneers rarely walk around without weapons.
Gorb's gonna do the like pants check, and feel around. And then I guess in my inventory, the only thing I possess is a couple melee weapons, but...
Well, there you go. Well, and your tachyon weapon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dang, I completely forgot about that.
You have a dagger, you have a battle axe, you have a massive lance, you have your tachyon weapon.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, lads. This one's attached to the suit.
I see. Oh. Well. Look, I usually wouldn't let you in, but we do have an order for delivery. Stormhawks, they deliver things, right? You have ships?
Yeah, I could deliver something for you.
Okay. Then if you would deliver it to the North Spire apartments, then I'll let you in fully.
You've got it.
And she will kind of like walk back in and then will like come out with like what appears to be like 3 massive like boxes and kind of like begins to pass them over to you. Probably each of them is like 10-ish pounds.
Okay. Scorb's gonna take possession of him. He's got his hands full now.
Mm-hmm. Located at apartment 388.
You've got it, lass.
And then
Right.
she'll kind of take a step back while kind of allowing you momentary access to kind of go around the kind of club to get to the apartments.
All right. See, step in here. Oh, they're there. And I guess I would find my way to the, I'm assuming the 3rd floor and look for apartment number 88.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make a physical check.
Where's my physical score? 3/roll. Dang. Gorb's not doing so hot tonight.
Yeah, as you make your way to the 3rd floor apartment, you're like, son of a bitch, where is it? And you're like, you can't find this apartment.
I guess I could. What numbers am I seeing? I'm imagining like a hotel lobby layout where you go up to the floor and then it's, 319 to 328 one way and 329 to 340 the other way.
Yeah, as you're looking around, the highest number, like, you go ahead and you find like 385, but it doesn't seem to go higher than that.
Interesting. I'll go back to the lobby, I suppose, and try to talk to somebody there.
Gotcha. Then, as you kind of go to the lobby, you can see that there is this dragonborn kind of lady who seems to kind of be managing the lobby of the apartments. Kind of looks up as you approach. Hello there, sir. How can I help you today?
I will set the packages down on the counter. Hello, Les. I am looking for apartment number 388. I got up to 385, but couldn't find the number 88 that I'm hoping to find.
All right. Let me go ahead and take a look. Yeah, that's a little bit strange. Maybe, are you being pranked or something? I mean, looking at, like, we only have 85 rooms on the 3rd floor. Now, if you can find us some extra rooms, be my guest, darling.
I'll try my hardest, Les. I guess I'll go back up to the 3rd floor. There's not 388 floors, are there, Colin?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Yep, there are 8 floors.
Here. Okay.
No, it's a massive building, but...
Yeah. I'll go back up to the 3rd floor and start poking around.
Okay. Then, what are you doing as you begin to try and explore this area?
I'm going to read the name on the package and see who it's delivering or who its recipient is.
The recipient is Raymond S.
Right, then I'll knock on door number 385.
Gotcha. Then, as you go ahead, knock on that door, kind of wait a moment as you then hear a voice from the other side. Who is it?
Hello, my name is GORB. I'm with the Stormhawks. I live around here. I live in the front. I'm looking for Raymond S. He's apparently in the area. I've got a package for him.
And, like, at this point, you would hear kind of shuffling from the side of the door. Okay. What type of package?
As Gorb looks down at the box, it's just 3 boxes, ma'am. I got it from somebody outside the Sint-Star Club. Said that the recipient lives in the North Spire apartments. And that's where we are, and his name is Raymond. But apartment number 388.
And the door would go ahead and open, as you would see a woman with kind of dark hair that flows to blue locks at the end, kind of like a longer, more flowing dress. And as she would look at you, you would recognize her as Yvonne, the Commodore of the Iron Hounds, actually, Gorb.
Oh, Yvonne!
I'm sorry, have we met?
I've heard of you in the past. You're the Commodore of the Iron Hands, are you not?
I am, yes. I don't remember. Sorry. Stuff like this needs to be looked at with a fine-tooth comb. Would you mind if I opened one of the boxes?
I wasn't given instructions not to, so I'm absolutely gonna let you.
Okay.
I'm curious myself.
Then I would advise taking a bit of a step back.
GORB will step back.
And you can see as Yvonne would kind of like crack her hands at this point and would begin to start formulating these arcane glyphs and symbols in the air, as you would feel powerful magic start to expand around the room, as she would kind of trace in the air a fourfold circle of runes that momentarily begin to hover, going from white to kind of like this deep blue, before she kind of forces the runes down as they implant on the ground around the boxes, then seemingly burn themselves into place. Very interesting. Yes, so it seems as if we have ourselves a curse. Okay. Do you have anything made of lead? Silver would also work.
I'm sure I got some spare circuits I can rip open. As a little display will pop up on the interior of GORB's glasses or tank glass, and find some auxiliary power, and he'll reach around and pull off a little circuit board and get her some silver.
Gotcha. And she'll nod. Resourceful. Thank you. Now, and she'll take kind of the bits of silver, and then you watch she mutters some arcane runes over them as the silver forms kind of like this perfect circle that she goes ahead and takes and presses down kind of into the top of one of the boxes, as this lustrous golden aura expands around it. Yes, it seems like this particular curse would have rendered the user slowly turned into a newt. This is new. I haven't seen a curse like this in ages. And you say you got this from the club?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that would even be painful. I'm pretty close to a newt already.
I see. I don't know. I don't... I'd have to... You know what? Let's just find out. And you watch as she kind of like takes her hand and fires this bolt of blue lightning kind of into the box as it pops open at this point, kind of like the cardboard smoking a bit, as slowly she kind of begins to look inside. As you look in, GORB, you would see, waiting within, this small red, it's like a pocketbook, as like you can see it has like this little green ribbon kind of inside, used for like kind of tabbing pages like a bookmark, and it says a field guide for newts, a study of amphibians within the jungles, rain forests, rivers, and creeks of the Prime Ring.
I didn't think there was enough newts to fill a whole book with them.
Oh, there are, of course, many things on the rings, but, to fill a grimoire, It can basically be anything. This is a book touched by the abyss. I can see why Raymond was trying to acquire it. I guess we'll have to go and ask him about it. Of course, be very hush-hush about this. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure he keeps a bit of a low profile.
Oh, so you know Raymond?
I do. Do you not know Raymond C.Y.B.R?
Oh, Raymond Shivo. No, I've heard the name in passing, I believe, but I don't think I know too much of his actions.
Oh, well, this might be a bit of a treat then. As you can see, Yvonne goes ahead, kind of walks over to a wall and begins to mutter. And as she does, you watch as 3 additional doors begin to appear. 386, 387, 388. And she kind of nods to 388. Shall we?
GORB's gonna put his arm out for her to take and say, I think we shall.
And she will go ahead and take it, as at this point, she opens it. And will you enter the library?
I will.
Okay. As she starts to walk in and you follow, the door leads you into a pocket dimension, GORB. You see kind of this dusty old library in front of you, with a staircase leading up to higher levels. Inside this place, there are braziers burning with azure blue fire, and the candles burn a similar color. In here, you can smell kind of the old paper. And as you kind of await within, you hear Yvonne call out to this Raymond figure. As you then hear a voice go, "Oh, 1 minute, please." Oh dear. As you would see kind of walking down the steps, an older looking man, kind of dressed in fine scholarly robes, long white hair and beard, but eyes that have this distinctive kind of golden glow and sheen. You can see in one hand he has kind of like this heavier tome, an encyclopedia, and the other kind of what appears to be like this small ring with kind of a larger than normal ruby kind of affixed in it that he seemed to have been possibly inspecting. As he begins to walk, he kind of smiles. "Oh, my deliveries! Wonderful!" And you can see the Commodore of the Iron Hounds just kind of rolls her eyes. "Raymond, they're cursed." "Well, of course they're cursed. They need to be contained and studied, and, oh, forgive me, my deepest apologies. Oh, what might your name be?"
My name is GORB. Sorry about opening your packages. I had no idea there were additional rooms in here, so it was kind of hard to find you. I had to get something to go on.
"Oh, my apologies. I was attempting to get these delivered from Rodion, but it seems he has flown the coop." "Oh, that poor boy. I wonder if he is okay." And at this point, Yvonne will kind of gesture to Raymond. "GORB, I would like to formally introduce to you Raymond C.Y.B.R of the C.Y.B.R Libraries and Interplanar Research Offices. He is the foremost expert on, well, practically everything in the rings of Meropis. He has penned multiple volumes regarding the histories of the rings. I would say that if you have a question about what lies in the world, that he might be a foremost expert." "Oh, please, please. I'm just a scholar and observer. I try and do the best that I can."
Raymond, it's an honor to meet you.
And you must be GORB. Yes, I have collected quite a dossier on you and Mr. Sterling Stoker.
Oh, he's something, isn't he? Me
I,
old man, in a
in,
sense.
oh, well, yes, indeed. His efforts have been tracked now across 3 rings and apparently a galaxy. Quite a pernicious young fellow, your father.
I would say he is.
Yeah. Now, my apologies, because I am always thankful for not only a new face, but a prompt deliverer, especially of grimoires. But do you know what has befallen my old messenger?
I can't say that I do. I was given the packages while just sort of walking around. You know, I don't get out much myself, so I figured I'd go for a stroll, and somebody asked for help, and I figured I could help.
Oh, well, aren't you one of great heart?
And he kind of goes ahead and reaches into a pocket as he kind of pulls out a book, and he speaks your name as the book begins to glow. He opens to a page and he begins to write, seemingly like documenting like a portion of you, Gorb.
Very well, very well. I see, in times like this, I always am interested in the documentation of when the morality or core principles of a group changes.
Moralities and principles have not changed.
Well, but Thorna has taken over, and that has simply been a change. Or have you noticed no change, Mr. Gorb?
I have noticed some mild changes even within Donna herself.
Really? Really? Well, if you would not mind, I would be very fascinated in discussing these potential changes with you. I would certainly make it worth your while. Is there anything that I could find for you in my coffers that could uh, properly compensate a Stormhawk for his time?
You know, I've been hurting for some decent metal to work with.
Well, I could certainly get you some decent metal. Yes, yes. Yeah, if you help me put away these grimoires and we have a proper interview, I will make sure that you are weighed down thick with metal, my boy.
Sir, I've got nothing planned for the rest of the day. I'm cancelling it. I'd love to speak with you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful indeed. Yvonne, please let him through any time. He seems like a delight.
And you can see like the Commodore of the Iron Hound just kind of raises an eyebrow and then will nod. Gorb, don't let him do anything that makes you uncomfortable. I will be just beyond the door. I do have other matters to attend to, but I will remain in the apartment.
Thank you, Yvonne. You've been a great help.
Oh, hold on one moment. And like she'll go ahead and walk forward, and you watch as she's gonna just start like putting wards on you. Probably it won't mean anything, but it's just a precaution. My husband always said you never know when a battle's gonna break out.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Hmm.
Gorb's gonna say kind of questioningly
And
as
then,
he looks around this ancient and not decrepit but old library, and it's like a battle here. Like,
well, he does have quite a collection of books, and Raymond is
What some might call eccentric, but in order to get true knowledge, you have to be willing to go where the danger is, my boy.
that's something I know all too well about, sir.
Oh, a kindred spirit! Wonderful!
as Yvonne kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder before kind of leaving you to Raymond Shivo.
Well, now, come on, I'll take you to where I keep the grimoires.
Gorb will pick up the delivery he's here to make and follow Raymond.
Gotcha. Hard cut to a massive vault with a series of platinum chains around it. As you can see, Raymond Shiva just kind of like looking through a massive keychain of you. The highest count you had was 144 keys. As he's just like,
Not that one. Oh, no, this one is for the dragon eggs. Oh, this one's for the metal. We'll use this one later. Don't let me forget. It's the one with it's gold and it has 7 teeth. And one of them is like a little broken, but it's actually not broken. Ah, yes, this one.
and he kind of reveals a Zostrium key, the rarest metal in the universe. Gorb.
I was gonna say, isn't that your unobtainium?
Yeah, as you like look at it, like the rusted red kind of goes to kind of a fine point with like a few teeth. And as you look upon it, you can see all of these powerful, like infinitesimally complex runes that almost look like fractals. As the closer you peer at them, the more complex they become. Gorb. And like he takes this key, inserts it into the keyhole as ka-chunk, the chains fall away, as you feel kind of this rippling of energy kind of emerge. As then he begins to slowly open the door. Inside this room, you definitely feel something is off, Gorb. There are a series of pedestals going on for as far as your eyes and sensors can pick up. On each one of these pedestals, you can see that firstly, they are made of mithril, another legendary metal, inscribed with a series of runes. And upon each one, books of various sizes, various shapes, each one sitting there humming with darker power. As Raymond Shivo kind of looks to you.
Now, I would advise you, Gorb, to not touch any of these books. A grimoire is a dangerous thing indeed, if not utilized properly. They are windows of knowledge, but knowledge is as dangerous as any sword. If we are not careful, and if we bumble and dally, we will bring not only ruin to ourselves, but ruin to many. Now come on, my boy. Let's head to the animal section.
Gorb's gonna follow him, and I'm gonna very, very intently keep my hands as low as I can and walk as calmly as possible.
Gotcha. Then, as you walk calmly, making your way through, you see all of these flickering shadows near the books. As it's like the paper is watching you. It couldn't possibly be watching you, Gorb, but your sensors begin to pick up life as you pass by some of these books. These books that should be inanimate, long dead, but they are not. Eventually, as you are turning a corner, you can see kind of standing next to one book, this large black wolf. It's just sitting there, watching you, vaguely transparent, as if it's not fully real. The wolf opens its mouth, and within its throat you can see a human tongue and human teeth as those begin to speak to you.
Release me. Release. I have been trapped for so long. Do not pay that one any mind, GORB. It is something that attempts to satisfy the cravings of a person. But do not be fooled by such a book. For a craving can never truly be fed by its dark and foul means. It will turn you into nothing but a beast. We all have wishes. You wish for family. You wish for Sterling. I see you. Come on, GORB, do not dawdle. They will attempt to muddle your mind.
And you can see Raymond Shiva will just quickly walk past the ghost wolf. What are you doing?
GORB will follow and kind of make some adjustments on his sensory controls
What
to
adjustment
tune
do you
out.
make?
I'm gonna tune out. Actually, I'd like to scan to see what section of the electromagnetic emission bandwidth that wolf was from, seeing as it's moderately ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a mental check for that if I have to.
Yeah, it was a projection of your own mind. It was a hallucination.
Oh, I can't really block that out now, can I?
Oh, yes. The grimoires, they are very adept at worming their way into the psyche. They are tomes born of the abyss. Its influence, its rips and its tears. Born from, well, our constant death. Imagine if we remembered each time we died every day, GORB. How disastrous it would be.
Raymond, I gotta be honest with you. I don't really think I've died. I've come close plenty of times.
No, sir, you have indeed died. We have all died. You, me, well, I think that, Thauna's death, that is not true, but it is her life that I believe indeed sustains us. Have you no knowledge of the phylacteries?
No, I have no knowledge.
Well, hold. Place the book in the box on this pedestal, and then we can have a bit of chit-chat, if you will.
GORB's gonna point with one hand and just confirm the pedestal he wants it placed on.
Yes, that one. Now, don't, as you are holding the book, say any word that contains the letter M.
GORB's not gonna say anything and just place it on the pedestal.
And kind of as you do, you watch as a series of runes begin to alight as the book is properly sealed.
Oh, well done, GORB. Well done. See? A natural you are. Now, come with me. I believe there's a chair just around the corner, a little reading nook. Sometimes, you want to see what's within some of these grimoires.
Alright, I'll follow. And Colin, super quick. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I've got to pee pretty bad.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I'll be right back. All right, I've returned.
Okay. I get it. There have been, after years, I have had so many times. It's like, I need to go so bad, but I have to keep talking.
Yeah.
This shit don't run without me.
Yeah. All right, everyone, and pee break. I know you're in the middle of combat, but please.
Well, see, now it's just like, I'm about to have a session. No, like, liquid, at least an hour before.
Jeez, that's fucking dedication, dude.
I mean, if I don't, ugh. But,
All righty. So
yeah,
I'll follow Raymond to his reading nook.
gotcha. Then, as you go ahead and make your way to the reading nook, Raymond Shivo kind of sits down, and you can see he kind of has this fatherly look to him as he kind of gives you a warm smile.
So, my boy, what do you know about the endless? What lies beyond the cosmic stack?
I couldn't only imagine. I know the universe cannot possibly be finite, but I also know we haven't got the technology. Well, we've got warp gates. Never mind. I've never been there myself, so I couldn't tell you precisely what lies out there.
Well, I suppose that I should start back at the beginning. You see, long ago, we lived in a place beyond this cosmic stack. A place with finite dimensions stacked atop each other. You see, in those days, it was a better time. A time of plenty and peace. I remember a time before this universe, GORB. You see, long ago, there was a war, a fight between good and evil, and good triumphed, and evil was vanquished, and this world, it was made anew, until it was not, until there was flaw, until a great darkness arose and attempted to snuff all that we were. At this point, well, people ran. Even Thana ran. It is something that I would not recommend you talking to her about. But from my research, all fled. They fled here, to a cosmic stack. A stack with layers. Layers upon layers upon layers. But not infinite. Finite. All that could be bundled, all that could be protected, is within this. The high gods fled, and the titans were left behind. Eventually they were brought back, and they were corrupted by the darkness. But they were purified. We've been living in a golden age, GORB. But still, the darkness remains. An endless evil, triads of dark forces. Demons, mind flayers, beholders, all serving the endless. Beings of the darkness, of the dead stars, that seek to find us. They seek our destruction, our elimination. Not only that, but the end of us. And do not get me wrong, they have indeed found us. They always launch their attacks, GORB. But this is the great secret that Thana and Meropis forged. Thana is a lich, a being that has folded its soul into a vessel, and so, when the body is dispelled, their essence, their mind returns to their soul, to their phylactery. What Thana did was put her phylactery at the heart of this dimension, the rings of Meropis. The Endless purge this universe over and over and over again. I believe the average is about once every 12 minutes. In the span that we have been walking, we have likely died. But we are saved by the phylactery, as everyone within the cosmic stack is saved by Thana's phylactery. Its power, its essence, restarting us, rewinding the clock of our defeat, allowing us to lead lives where we might lose and lose and lose, but in blissful ignorance we remain. You remain, I remain, all remains. Perhaps not Thana. I have not built up the courage to ask. I mean, you think about it. What state would you be in if you remembered every death, every defeat, dozens, hundreds of times a day?
GORB's gonna have a pretty shocked look on his face. I can't possibly imagine the burden that would place on somebody.
Indeed. He kind of goes ahead and takes a book out of his pocket, opens to a page. We are in the sightline of the Endless. Their forces watching us, preying upon us. Not just us, everywhere. And that was the reason for our fight. During the Vitality War, GORB, the corrupted Titans attempted to take the phylacteries, attempted to corrupt them. That is the great doom. If the phylactery falls, no matter what, the Endless, when they wipe a dimension, obliterate it and reduce it to nothing, it will not be reforged. It will not be remade. Do you see, my friend, how we sit upon a house of cards, teetering above the abyss?
I understand. The peril we face, the dire nature of our situation.
And trust me, there are those who have attempted to help us. He who held the world kept our dimension stable, solid, for millennia, as he kept us aloft. stopped the rings of Meropis from sinking not just into hell, not just from our position at the center of the cosmic stack, but into the abyss itself. We have brought about a golden age, but it's a golden age built upon Thona, upon her phylacteries, and the models and the copies that permeate every dimension. And the destruction of a phylactery, it is the destruction of all. And now, with Thada in charge, tell me, GORB, is it worth the risk to fight a being such as Thana, and to risk a phylactery?
No. There's no way I'd ever go toe-to-toe with something like that. I'd fight alongside or for someone willing to do that any day. The suffering must be unimaginable.
Indeed. A suffering greater than any might know. I believe that there is something, GORB, that is preventing the Void Queen from using her full power. Not many have seen, because not many are willing. But you know, when she fought at Iota, her power was enough to fell a planet. And yet she is cautious with the axial worlds. I have confronted my texts and my records. I would wager, GORB, that there is something that brings the Void Queen to heel, or at the very least puts fear in her heart. And upon my investigations, I have also learned that the rats of Vermitos, they speak of a weakness of the Void Queen. Something that they have found as they have tread the darkness. Tell me, GORB, what could possibly stop Thona?
Restraint. It's the only thing I could think of. If unleashing her full capabilities, not even her full capabilities, was enough to send a planet asunder, then unbridled and unchained, it might be unrecoverable. She might not know how to stop. Like a freight train rolling down a mountain with no brakes.
At first, I thought that could be an option. But then, I have been to the skies over Iota. I have checked. And he kind of pulls out kind of a small red cube as he kind of seemingly presses it twice as a holographic image of Iota opens up. It has blue water, clouds. It is a far cry from the broken planet it was. The Void Queen recreated it. And you must know, Thada is no stranger to creation. He taps the cube again. Inside the void, she has a city of Axiom, built and ready. And yet she is here, we think. The Void Queen, she is skilled, GORB. She need not know restraint, for death is but a temporary thing for her, and her own destruction is undone second after second. So why show restraint? Unless there is a reason for restraint. But if there is a reason for restraint, and our rock is breaking, well, this old man, GORB, feels the winds changing. Right now we live in an age of angels. But what happens when the song stops? What happens indeed?
Orb's gonna kind of look at Raymond for a moment and say, the songs are keeping something at bay, and Thon is the conductor.
But what is at bay? What stops her unleashing? That is the secret, GORB, that I have been trying to learn, trying to understand. With each piece of knowledge and information, I attempt to roll back the layers to learn the true and deep secrets of the world. Yours is a fascinating secret. A genetic marker present within every being, well, almost every being. You see, GORB, your genetic markers that you and your allies found, discussed by Sterling Stoker, it is not in my DNA. Mysteries in mysteries in mysteries abound.
Well, the marker that you're talking about was what gave me free will and cognitive capability.
It is what is given all those from this universe such things. But I and others are from prior tenant. And so, if free will is not based on such things, what does the marker do? What is its purpose? Is it nefarious? We don't know. And now we come to it, my boy, that we are at drift, poking about in a universe far greater than us, attempting to understand forces that dwarf us. And yet, we are but mortals, walking amongst ancient beings. And still we make waves. Isn't it exciting?
Speaks to all of our ability to have profound impacts.
I would agree. Which brings me to, I think, my moment of true inquiry. In this galaxy, as you now know it, what will your impact be?
I'd like to think I'll make a positive impact. I'm going to bring Sterling Stoker to heel. and dedicate my life to the protection of the rings, that others, unburdened by the knowledge of the endless, can continue living in their blissful ignorance and expressing their free will.
Is ignorance bliss? I have often thought that. Often tried to see what the truth of things are. I have come to the conclusion that I simply do not know. That I exist. And my knowledge grants both light and dark.
So it ultimately is how you decide to use your free will.
Exactly. And now, as we stand amongst grimoires that attempt to penetrate the defenses of your mind, that seek to warp space and reality, to take away such will, we must make a decision. Whether we will hide, whether we will fight, whether we will take up the banner as our forefathers did, whether we will allow ourselves to drift ever more in darkness, but shades in the shadows of other greater beings, echoes of what could be, tears upon the snow, cried from divinity that bore suffering greater than we might ever know. That is the thing, GORB. The thing of it all. And now, well, I question. I try and seek. I try and understand. Because now, as we look out in the dark, our enemies, they are awakening, GORB. They are awakening now as we speak. Those forces from the dark, they came once before, heralds of the silence that the darkness tries to bring. They are called Zaraki. And they annihilated the rings of Meropis once. They killed half the rings. More. At one point, the rings of Meropis, my boy, they were inhabited on different sides. But civilizations were destroyed. Gods were killed, felled. Entire personifications of concepts now left in ashes and ruin. Imagine if the color red were gone. From all creation, gone.
So we don't even know what we don't know. We don't understand what's gone because we've got no frame of reference.
Exactly. And see, this, my boy, this is what truly fascinates me. I
What
have
else?
searched the galaxy, searched for answers to these secrets, and I have learned of the existence of something. The thing that defeated these beings the first time, a god known as the Savior. Or maybe they were not a god. Maybe they were mortal, just like us, but they have been lost. They defeated the Zaraki, the darkness, this evil. and yet they are unmentioned and lost. So much has been lost as others attempt to play God. And ancient foes rise again. As with each tear, every restart, every time a phylactery is used, there is a chance, a small chance, but a chance nevertheless, that when the phylactery remakes a universe, the endless creates something new, something changed. Sometimes it is small. Sometimes, my boy, it is just a book. But there are changes nevertheless. And now you and me and the pioneers and all, we stumble in the dark fighting rats, fighting worlds with a potentially weakened foundation, with enemies fighting with the evils of today. Marie Carhow unleashing psychopathic builders like your father. My apologies, son, but it is true. Forging warped reflections. And now here we stand. And yet, I have perhaps found something in a book, a diary, even. It is perhaps the only existing quote from the Savior. And I found it within a grimoire. Here, follow. I would like to show it to you.
GORB will stand up and follow.
And this point, as Raymond Shiva walks, GORB, what are you thinking as this ancient man, this keeper of knowledge, has been speaking these universal truths to you? Where is your mind at?
1,000,000 miles an hour. The profound weight of the phylactery's existence, the ideals of is ignorance truly bliss? What can we do to avoid just drifting? Can we fight? Can we stand? Can we hide? The desire to find the Savior, he all of this is just racking through GORB's mind.
And as you walk, you would see Raymond Shiva with kind of like this small smile on his face. Like he understands. These are the questions that you think he contends with each day, GORB. That he's contended with for who knows how long. What does it mean to be a being from prior tenant? Before this universe, there was him. Not just him, but a whole other place. So much to try and wrap one's head around. And yet, he stops at a book. It sits upon an altar made not of mithril, no. This altar's metal is luminite, another special metal as it crackles with power. Raymond Shiva runs his hand along its base as the book within a veil of energy begins to sit up. As you go ahead and read the book, it says on its cover, "Legends die, And Raymond Shivo kind of gives this whistle as it starts to shift.
It is a journal, I think, of events, some of which I remember, some of which I do not. It is, I believe, written in riddle and in rhyme, written out of order, written with each word having purpose. At some points there is meter, as if it is an epic poem. In other points, it is incomprehensible. It switches across languages. Gorb. Some of which I have been uncovering within the galaxy itself that I could, prior to this, not understand. This book I found in one of the most guarded places in all the rings of Meropis. Given to me by an old friend. I will spare you the translation of how I got to this quote. But I am as certain can be, that these words were spoken by this savior. Spoken by the being who threw down the Zaraki, who beat back the darkness, who was able to defeat the endless.
And the page stops turning, Gorb, as there are words on the page, written in common. They are slightly glowing. Do you read them?
I do read them.
The words are simple. And she said, "Cowards are cruel, but the brave love mercy and delight to save." The rest continues off into gibberish about great beasts, about gray wings covering the sky, about legacies of cinder, dukes and barons of hell, and the dark throne at the end of the world.
It is my quest, Gorb. Perhaps I share it with you now out of desperation. But perhaps I share it with you now because I see something within you. It is you that will continue this path, that can help to unearth the secrets of this all. I think that the binary world that we once knew is gone, and we exist in something much more gray. But you, whose body is gray, who exists in so many worlds, perhaps you could bring reason. Perhaps with no connection to tie you down, you can help make the ones that matter. Help build a bridge and a road so that others might walk it. So we might learn from our past, so we do not repeat it in our future.
Of course. I'll do it. I'll do what must be done.
Well, easier said than done, of course. I think we all hope that we will do what must be done, but knowing what must be done, that's a trick and a half. A trick and a half. Huh. Come now. Let us get you your medals. I think that you have endured the ramblings of a madman for too long anyway.
Madmen, I don't believe.
But you would stipulate to ramblings.
There's no such thing as a half-truth.
And at this point, Raymond would go ahead and provide you with medals. As he would kind of give you a nod.
If ever you find a clue or something that might add to our record or understanding, my doors are open to you and allies of yours.
I think we'll be seeing quite a lot of each other in the future.
Indeed, then. Indeed.
And will you go ahead then and exit GORB?
I will.
Okay. Then, as it is getting late, is there anything else that you are trying to do specifically?
No. I think he would head home. Pondering.
Mm-hmm. Then, as you walk and ponder, you look around. You see the people walking. You know that they die 100 times a day. And you look up into the tower and you see where Thana resides. And can only think about the mysteries that lay there. You are being forged bespoke from the mind of Sterling Stoker. And you are a tourist in a world that is slowly becoming your own. Are you thankful?
Extremely.
Then it is here where we will end the session for today, as you will go ahead and gain the following rewards, because my oh my, Jack, you certainly did a lot. You have been given 1 level up point and 6 metal. The other rewards that you have access to are 1 level up or a tachyon. There are 2 tachyon weapon upgrades available, 2 tech, 1 mithril ingot, and 2 ingots of apogee gold.
Wow. Got quite a bit to sort through here.
There you go. There you go. But hey, it's what happens when you just start peeling back the layers. Who knows where you end up? Each path in Ravissar leads to something new.
Yeah, seriously. GORB's gonna be hanging out with Shivo quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because Raymond Shivo is the writer of all the volumes. So like volume 1, 2, 4, like all that kind of stuff. It's all written in the voice of Raymond Shivo. He's the one penning every entry. So that's why it's all kind of like written in character, because they are in-universe texts written by Raymond Shivo.
Yeah. That's a hell of a character.
Well, thank you. And let's see here. Okay, and if you ever find a picture of a book, a lot of times on like the lower corner of it, you will find a stamp that says property of Raymond Shivo. in the Shivo Interplanar Library and Research Offices. That's the
And
guy.
research.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Because he's doing the research.
Yeah, that is so cool.
It's the lore.